We have chosen to create a documentary on how many plants are used to produce medicines and cures. This topic was chosen after visiting the National Botanical Gardens. The National Botanical Gardens of Wales was opened in May 2000. It was the first National Botanical Garden to be created in the new millennium. They are a charity which receives financial support from the Welsh Government.
The aim of the garden is to inspire, educate and conserve. This has not only made the garden a beautiful place to visit, but a fascinating and relevant one too. The garden has a collection of different plant varieties spread across 560 acres of beautiful countryside. In the garden as a whole, since 1997, the garden has acquired 8,000 different sorts of plants from 240 families, making up 12,000 individual entries on their database.
They have developed a range of themed gardens and a glasshouse that allows visitors to not only experience the sight and smells of flowers, but also provide visitors with information about medicinal plants and the latest DNA research into plant evolution.
Many plants produce special substances in their roots, leaves, flowers or seeds that help them to survive. Since earliest times, people have gathered these substances to create herbal medicines to treat certain diseases. Many of the powerful drugs used in modern medicines originated in plants. Today's plant-based drugs treat a range of diseases from headaches to cancer. 25% of all of our prescription drugs are derived from plants, many of them from tropical rainforests, and as many as 70% of our pharmaceuticals are modelled after elements found in plants. Even today, 80% of the world's population relies on botanical medicines as their primary means of healthcare. Plants contain secondary metabolites that are chemical compounds that can cause a response in humans. This is what makes them medicinal. The amount and strength of the chemical will vary in the part of the plant used, the season of the year, as well as the mineral content of the soil in which the plant grows. Classes of metabolites in plants include alkaloids, antibiotics, glycosides, bitter compounds, essential oils, and citric and tartaric acids, to name a few. Tartaric acid and citric acid can both act as gentle laxatives, while bitter compounds increase appetite and digestive secretions, sterilize stomach contents and break down proteins and other large molecules. They help prevent reflux by increasing tone of the gastroesophageal sphincter.
The use of plant-based medicines is believed to date back to prehistoric medicine. Historically, thousands of different species of plants have been reported as being useful for the treatment of cancer. In the 1950s, modern medicine began more systematically examining natural organisms as a source of anti-cancer substances. Some plants that indicate potential as an anti-cancer agent in lab-based research, for example, Typhonium flagelliforme and Maria coenagil, are currently being studied. Plant sources of anti-cancer agents are plants, the products of which have been shown to be usable for the treatment or prevention of cancer in humans. The leaves of an English yew, Taxus baccata, are used in the synthesis of compounds called taxols, which are used in the treatment of breast cancer. There is some evidence that broccoli contains chemicals which might help prevent cancer by having an effect on the genes inside cells. The cancer treatment drug topotecan is an extract of Camptothecata. Two chemotherapy drugs, etoposide and tenofovir, are derived from toxins found in Podophyllum peltatum. Herbal medicines use plants or mixtures of plant extracts to treat illness and promote health. It aims to restore your body's ability to protect, regulate and heal itself. It is a whole body approach, so looks at your physical, mental and emotional well-being. It is sometimes called phytomedicine, phytotherapy or botanical medicine. Herbal medicine is often promoted as a natural way to help you relax and cope with anxiety, depression and other conditions such as hay fever, irritable bowel syndrome, menstrual periods, and skin conditions such as eczema. Herbal medicine is one of the most commonly used complementary alternative therapies, CAM, by people with cancer. Some studies have shown that as many as 6 out of 10 people with cancer, 60%, use herbal remedies alongside conventional cancer treatment.
Daffodils are being farmed high on remote Welsh mountains to help in the fight against Alzheimer's disease. Alzheim from Targarth near Brecon farms daffodils. The flowers are the source of galantamine, one of only a handful of drugs known to help delay symptoms of the condition. Previously, galantamine was only extracted from snowdrops grown in Bulgaria and China. It slows the process of moderate Alzheimer's, which affects over 400,000 people in the UK, or 1 in 14 of the population over 65, and has no known cure. Galantamine is so rare that the world market price per kilo of galantamine is roughly the same as gold. As a product and a pharmaceutical ingredient, its value comes firstly from its effectiveness and also from how difficult it is to produce. According to the head of Alzheimer's, the company producing 60 acres of daffodils near Powys, mid Wales, to obtain galantamine in its original form is very difficult, which is why this is such a breakthrough to be able to get sustainable levels of galantamine. We will be able to grow fields and fields of it. The flowers were grown on the slopes of the Black Mountains after trials showed that the location produced blooms with greater concentrations of galantamine than those grown in lower areas. According to experts, growing daffodils at heights of over 1,000 feet above sea exposes them to stressful conditions, which lead to galantamine being produced as a self-defense mechanism. It staves off the effects of Alzheimer's and gives people a better quality of life for a much longer time.
Taking the research into consideration, plants are responsible for a variety of useful medications. These plant species not only save lives, but they contribute to a prospering pharmaceutical industry. Unfortunately, we continue to lose up to 100 species daily. The Pacific yew, a slow-growing tree found in the ancient forests of the Pacific Northwest, was historically considered a trash tree, and it was burnt after clear-cutting. However, a substance in its bark, Taxol, was recently identified as one of the most promising treatments for ovarian and breast cancer. Additionally, more than 3 million heart disease sufferers would perish within 72 hours of a heart attack without digitalis, a drug resulting from the purple foxglove.